your career, you mentioned one person that you really admired, that you learned from, that you just were like, I got to be like that, or I got to find out how that person did that. And who out of it, it doesn't have to be a musician, but who are some of the people you admire over your life? And this is like a hard one because you always...
It is. I mean, I'm not. I've learned from so many people. I couldn't isolate one.
Let me rephrase
Sure.
this. Out of all the talented musicians you've worked with, and some are famous, some aren't, and probably most of them would never be, famous. But who's an artist that you just think is so solid, and when you walk in the room, you see them there on some project, or they come visit you at a show, or you played with them before. Are there any, and it could be one or two or many, or are there any artists that are just so talented that nobody knows about that you?
Well, sure.
you love?
There's always Happy the Man was a great band, and most of the world doesn't know except in the prog circles. Great band, tremendously talented and innovative in their day.
Yeah.
That band had a big influence on me. Gee, it's so hard to say. I mean, Tomita was one of my biggest influences as a synthesist, and his stuff still holds up. Stuff he did in the '70s, recording it one note at a time, it's remarkable to even listen to today, and I still enjoy that. It's so hard to single things out.
Aren't there?
What inspires me is people who are driven to be the best at what they can do, and that's what
sometimes musicians are incredible at this, but they're not very nice people, or they're hard to work with, and then they get on stage and this whole thing just explodes out of them, floods out of them. I had some idols. I love guitar players. I work with this guy, Roy Buchanan, who is a
guitar player.
and he was a very troubled guy, I guess, but he exploded on stage when I only did a few shows in the New Jersey area, by the way, but he exploded on stage, and I guess there's probably many of them, aren't there, that are just like so talented, and they're not necessarily well known, but if you think of any other people, I'll be
everybody's
interested.
different personalities behind different artists.